I think like when you do the things that you love, you know, the universe kind of just aligns people that are on that same wavelength.
DJ Fab Roc is one of New York City's most in-demand DJs and an event promoter whose roots are from Haiti, with musical influences from the Caribbean as well as classic R&B and jazz. DJ Fab Roc recently spent a month in Nairobi and Tanzania for personal reflection and cross-culture inspiration, with the aim of bringing her love of African musical nuances to her DJ sets and live events. This is her prototype.
Who is Fab, or who are you?
I am a DJ from New York City. Fab Roc is like my full DJ name, which is also my name, so it works out well.
As a creative, as an all-round creative, I guess.
Yes.
How long you been at it? How long you been doing your thing?
Before I got into production for film, I was doing, and I still am, producing events. So I'm kind of like transitioning a little bit to get more into the storytelling for branded content, but I also still do events, and I kind of just made that transition after I finished school in the States. Yeah.
Do you mind when I ask where you were in school?
Yeah, I went to George Mason, and then I finished at Pace University.
Okay. Can you kind of just like walk us through a day in the life of Fab? Like, so when you're not in Kenya.
I know, right?
And I wouldn't call this a holiday, a retreat, or what?
It's kind of a holiday, but I'm also like because I'm not working on like work from home, but I am like working on like my own personal projects. So it's kind of like a leisure.
Well, tell us a bit about your personal projects before we go back to you telling us about how, you know, a day in the life in New York, which I know is crazy, busy hustle. Tell us a bit about these personal projects and how Kenya's a part of that.
If anything, Kenya has like just allowed me to be in like a very like focused creative space where I don't have to like be distracted about like, oh, I have to go to work today.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so.
Well, I mean, kind of take us through again, just taking it back to a day in the life.
Yes.
The ants go marching in.
Oh, right.
Walk us through that.
Okay.
What that's like morning to evening for you.
Honestly, no day is really exactly the same.
Yeah.
I have to do a lot of pre-planning. I'm a big planner, so like I'm like everything is in my calendar, and I mean everything.
Yeah.
So like Sunday, I have to be like, okay, what does my week look like? When can I work out? And I have to like kind of like based on my schedule, I have to like make sure that I can like schedule in self-care and like working out for myself just to make sure that it happens, otherwise it won't happen. But for the most part, like Sunday I'll plan out my week, and then like Monday, Tuesday is like when some events usually are coming in, like industry events or like, you know, networking and stuff like that.
I kind of want to know what are some of the challenges that, you know, you face setting up Never Sleep, and generally just like podcasting, finding the right people to like get this thing going.
I think like when you do the things that you love, you know, the universe kind of just aligns people that are on that same wavelength, and it kind of just happens. So I've been like very fortunate to just like meet people like you, just like in random passing, or like somebody connects, you know, me with somebody else just because they know like my vibe, and they know somebody else's vibe, and it's like, hey, you guys should vibe, and then it's kind of like seamless in a way.
That's awesome. And I guess on the flip side of that, what are, you know, some of the best moments of kind of being part of this spearheading and finally, like, not finally, but following through on your vision stuff, something that, you know, is worthwhile and important to you? What are some of the standout moments you're like, damn it, I love this, like I am so alive right now? Yeah.
I guess it's just like the opportunities that come, like some of them, and they're not necessarily even like paid opportunities or anything, but like just, I went to a school to learn to DJ. It was a 3-month program. We met twice a week, and I went out in Harlem with some friends, like to some like local bar, and this guy was on stage and he was DJing. He was killing it, and like we were like sitting like right in the front, you know, doing our thing, whatever, just hanging out.
Yeah.
But like in my head, I'm like, damn, like he's really killing, you know, this set. I wanna like, this is how I want to play. And he's like, well, come up. So I like go on stage with him, and I'm looking at his Serato, and I'm like going through it. I'm like, oh, like I saw like a Fetty Wap song or something, and I was like, you should play this.
Yeah.
And I queued it up, and he was like, do you know how to use this? And I was like, I'm learning. And he was like, do you want to like play a set? And I was like, okay. So I ended up playing like a 30-minute set.
Right.
And it was the first time I ever played in public, and like my friends were there, and they knew I was in school, and I hadn't really told anybody, and it was crazy. I mean, like, people were coming up to me like, you saved the party. And mind you, I wasn't like blending or anything. Like, I was just literally like just making it work, like doing like hard drops.
Yeah. So that's amazing. It's really amazing. It just reminded me of how important it is, like, just to go for it sometimes when the opportunity presents itself.
Also, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah, stay ready.
Stay ready.
Right?
Like, stay ready. Have an open mind.
Yeah, and it also really like touches on having the importance of kind of having a routine, having that confidence in yourself. And I know wellness is such a big part of your life.
Yeah.
Has it always been that way, or is it something that kind of just like, you're like, damn, this is all I got. I need to take care of me.
I think like within the past like 2 years or so, I have made it a very high priority, if not like first.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you don't realize that until like you hit like a rock bottom, which I did. So mental health is like very like important to me, especially like in our culture, like nobody talks about it. And it's not like I really knew anything about it until like I kind of like got older, and I was like feeling, you know, like down. Like there was a time before I started working in the city, right around the time I had my HR job.
Right.
But like I was also like kind of transitioning, but I was just like in a terrible state, and I was just like I hated getting up in the morning, and I was just like living in Jersey doing this crazy commute to the city, and like just nothing really like made sense. And it wasn't until I kind of made the decision to be like, okay, like let me like go to church, like let me listen to like motivational podcasts, like let me do something that's going to change my mindset, because otherwise like I wouldn't be here, you know?
Yeah.
So but that's like an ongoing thing. So that was like my first, like that was probably like 6 years ago, and that was my first like, oh, I need to create a routine that allows me to not go back into this like mindset, right? I kind of like had to like take a step back and like really like try and figure it out, and what I came to was that it's not necessarily happiness that we're supposed to be striving for, but it's like joy. And happiness has ups and downs. This is gonna be, you know, a bumpy road. Like you're not always gonna be happy, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I think like that change in mindset has like helped me tremendously, and then also realizing like meditation has been very helpful, writing and working out. It releases the endorphins that I need to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What would success look like in an ideal world?
My success is like just being comfortable, you know, being able to like have peace, basically. Like that's like my essential goal, is striving for peace and like being at peace. And that would be success to me, like doing what I love, basically. And like, you know, I can also contribute to my community to make it a better place. That would be perfection for me.
Figuratively speaking, if the world was to end today, would you say that you're living your best life, a version of it at least?
God, yeah.
In comparison to, let's say, where you were 6 years ago, you said?
Yeah, definitely. My confidence level is like totally much better than it was. Yeah, and it's not like I'm cocky or anything like that, but like I'm just like, I just feel so much better about like myself. And like I thoroughly enjoy like having conversations like this. Like this like kind of is like fulfilling to me. So like, you know, if I like walk out of iHub today, God forbid, and like get hit by like a motorcyclist, like, or what do you call those, the chaps?
Yeah, border.
Yeah, the border,
exactly.
Then I will be cool with that.
Well, since we brought up border and the fact that we are in Kenya, how important do you think like cross-pollination is generally to the creative process and all that? And how is this trip, this experience gonna like rub off on your work? Like, how do you think it's gonna influence or you know?
I didn't really necessarily put too much pressure on like what I wanted to get out of this trip, but I definitely wanted to work on, you know, myself and kind of like gain a different perspective or whatever I'm supposed to, you know, gain. And so far it has been nice to like slow down, just being in the moment and like in a meditative state in a way too. Like what comes to you in the calm.
Amazing. Well, I always like to ask people if they could summarize their life in one sentence, how would it read? I know it's really difficult, but if there's like a life quote that you live by,
you know, anything. I've always like resonated with this Maya Angelou quote. People will forget like what you did and all this stuff, but they'll never forget how they made you feel. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you have it. It doesn't get any cooler than that. Shout out to Fab.
Yo, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.